I never clicked record on your audio.
Oh my fucking god.
We've been going for half an hour. Fuck.
How the fuck do we start over again? Well, what do you think about?
What do I think about Toradora? It's cute.
It really is.
Not to like, I don't want to fucking sit here for another half an hour, but like, I guess we'll just go over all the episodes again. This is a fucking disaster. I love it. Great, just fucking great. All right,
yeah.
So what do I think about Toradora? The MILF is hot. Why is she so caked up and got titties? Holy fuck.
Well, okay. I don't know. I don't even know where to start.
Damn it! It didn't. I'm getting more upset because I just realized it didn't record the moment where I had such a good joke, that fucking pole joke. Whatever. Let's just ignore it. I don't want to think about this. Let's just talk about the show.
Yeah. Okay. What we talked about earlier is Taida, and well, you can say your fault about Taida in the third episode.
Taiga's a bitch. She kind of comes off as a bitch in the first episode. Not that I didn't like. I didn't like her as much as I liked her in the later episodes, but I didn't hate her because a character that I do hate is Nier from Death Note. And like I said before, I won't get into a rant about him, but...
And we are talking about Death Note in that episode.
Oh, Christ, this is a fucking disaster. Whatever, who cares? I listen to... I'm a Please Stop Talking fan, and they have chaos for episodes, so this is fine. They had their one IRL episode that was a fucking disaster, but... Oh, actually, no, they also had that Lost episode where Mandy was going off for like 5 hours of sleep in the past 3 days, and that was hilarious. That's a fucking trip of an episode. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, go look up the podcast Please Stop Talking and watch. I think it's it's a Lost episode called Future David. I think it would probably be even funnier if you have no idea who any of those people are, but it is fucking hilarious. It is a funny ass episode. Anyways, talking about Toradora, I do want to bring up, so before I watched Toradora, before we did any of this, I do remember there was a day that for some random fucking reason, with zero context, you just sent me a couple gifs of a Down syndrome bird. And I was like, this makes me uncomfortable to look at. I don't like looking at this. I don't know where this is from. You were also talking about a game that included a bird, so I thought it was from that. And I was like, okay. And then you have I know you fucking have emotes of it as well. And it's like, I don't know what this bird is, but I don't like looking at it. And then in the first episode, it gets revealed, and Taiga says the most factual fucking thing. How dare you show me such a nasty thing? Taiga speaking hardcore facts. That is facts, no printer. What the fuck? What is that bird? Why is it going bald? Why?
I love how I sent it without any context to you.
You for real sent me with zero context that fucking bird, and it's like, I don't know what I'm looking at, but I hate it.
But yeah, we will talk about Taida, and I remember that Wabi said that you hate her in the beginning, and you don't know what the fuck I saw in her in the beginning,
Yeah.
right? And I liked her even in the beginning
Since
because
actually, since it did record my audio, I could probably just do like flashbacks to shit that I say, and then just like no reaction from you, or like a faint reaction because it might pick your voice up through my headphones. But nonetheless, let's ignore. I'm a professional. We know this. We've seen my live streams. Did a 20-minute live stream, and then the power went out in my entire block. That was fun.
I hope it doesn't happen now. It would be so amazing.
Well, the only reason why we abruptly end our episodes is because the first episode my PC froze before we could end the episode. And I'm just like, alright, cool, we'll just abruptly end after this since we never could make a fucking outro.
Fuck it. Did the episode already ban?
Well, you know what? Fuck it, this is already better than the third one. This is still better than the third. This is entertaining. Chaos is fun. I'm an anarchist. Christ.
But
I'll bring it up again. I'm convinced Jonas wants to be the street lamp. I know Jonas wants to be the street lamp.
But yeah. But we both agree that Taida is someone that they quote on you because.
Oh, definitely.
She had her moment that she pretty good, as well as you see how hard she's working to get what she wants. Even if she is kind of clutch that failed of the thing she's doing, she sent a love letter without the letter, and everything go on with her, and you just can't now want to vote for her. And I would really like her personality, how she doesn't take shit from no one.
Yeah, I'm I'm just thinking about the fact that she came in with a wooden sword.
Yep.
Not even a stone sword. You couldn't upgrade to a stone sword. You came in with a wooden one. I don't know why I'm making a Minecraft reference. This isn't funny. Anyway.
We only made 2012.
But anyways, I do also like how she's like, oh, this won't kill you, but it will puncture a hole into a fucking wall.
Yeah. I love how she just casually invading his home. And what does it do? Oh yeah, I will make dinner for you.
How does she even know where he lives? Like, I get it that they live right next to each other. Like, that's the whole haha funny reveal, which then I didn't understand why he took the effort to walk there when it looked like he probably just could have jumped from his balcony onto her and just get into her room. But
that's
still, like, how the fuck did she know that that's specifically where he lives?
I mean, she could have just seen him walk inside.
Probably.
Yeah.
This is current year. We need everything to be explained. I need a 6-episode special origin story on how Taiga figures out where he lives.
But I kind of like that opening the third episode, you learn a lot about the main character. You know that he had lost his father, and
he also seems to hate him.
Yeah, it seemed like he had some background which...
Do they?
Or at least he thought that maybe have a background, because for some reason everybody thinks he could be like such a criminal and so on, and he then hates his father because of it, because...
I don't know, I don't think it's spoilers to say, but like, do they ever like give more backstory on the whole dad thing?
Not really. They did one scene that I don't want to go into. They kind of spoilery, but it not short amount involved that his father. It much that you know that his father hasn't been there.
Yeah.
That much.
They basically just say that he doesn't have a dad. He doesn't seem to like him. His dad was a Yakuza member. and because of it,
At least that's what we think. At least because
he looks like a Yakuza member, and uh, and because of it, and because of genes, naturally he looks a lot like his dad. So then people see that and they think, oh, he's gonna kill people, and he's just like, I don't. I just have a. He basically just has a resting bitch face, like
yeah, pretty much.
like my. My resting bitch face just looks like I'm just always mad, and his resting bitch face makes him look like a Yakuza member. So I have like a little bit of an experience with like finding my resting bitch face, because back in junior high I was dating a girl who she would always ask me if I was mad, and I was like, no. And she's like, oh, you just look mad. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, because when I look in a mirror, I don't look mad. And then I took the album cover for the Xander EP, and the second I looked at the photo, I was like, oh, I totally understand it now. I look pissed. Even though I knew that I was just sitting there just staring at the grass. I was just staring at the grass doing nothing, and just sitting there for like 5 seconds so I can get a screenshot. But then I looked at it and I was like, I look fucking pissed.
I remember one time when a guy recognized me on the street because we apparently went to the same school. And I think he was trying to figure out if that was me. Because he was looking at me really angry. I was like, have I done something wrong? I think he was like, oh, hi, Jonas. He was looking at me really mad. I was really mad.
Like, ah, fuck, what did I do? What did I do that I forgot about?
Exactly. Yeah. But what I really liked that is you see how he is kind of outsider, but she also a bit of outsider that people is afraid of her as well. Because they know her nature, they know how she can be pitched off pretty easily. And
yeah, like her first scene is just her punching the main character.
Yeah.
She just shows up, knocks in, just accidentally bumps into him, and then just punches him. And then
yep.
I also liked how during that like the street light scene, which we both talked about before thing happened, where it is a very wholesome scene in the end, and I like I said, I like how he joins in on her, or he joins in on it, but she specifically says that she doesn't like the what's the nickname they give her?
Tighter.
No, it's like it has punch in it.
Palm top tighter.
Yeah, and she expresses that she hates that, or the way I took it is that she hates that name and she's sick of it, she's tired of it. And then after she clears the whole thing with the school about, you know, they're not dating, and she goes off, a character calls her by that, and I just thought, fucking ouch. like now I'm irritated because I know it irritates her. So now when I hear other people call her it, it's like, fucking shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and but really, what the scene you described earlier with the lamp, that is probably one of my favorite scenes, because I just love how he's young into it, and the proto just yelling the frustration and the insecurity and everything like that, and it's so wholesome. Yeah, it is.
And continue.
Of the 3 episodes we watched, episode 2 probably have the most of my favorite moments on these 3 episodes, because I really like the cookie scene as well, when we see a plane later on the lamp scene, the cookie was salty, but he was lying. But I just kind of liked how they were supporting each other through all of it, and that really seemed to be pretty good friends.
Since you brought up your favorite scene, my favorite scene would be where I was watching the show with my speakers on, with no headphones, in sub, and he goes and drags his mom out or does something, and then she starts moaning really loudly, and I realized, oh god, this sounds like a hentai, and my door is open. And I immediately had to turn the volume really low down so that my parents couldn't hear. Like, they knew that I was good, because I had told them, it's like, I don't even get to relax, I gotta go watch Toradora, and they're like, what the fuck is that? And I was like, it's an anime I gotta watch for this podcast, and they're like, oh, okay. And then I go in, and it's like, almost immediately just moaning sounds, and it's like, fuck.
Yeah. Eat mother is doing hard work.
As much as I'm horny for her, I do find it a little weird that she gets horny over her son looking like his dad. Like, he glares like his dad, and then it looked like she starts getting really horny. I'm like, that's your son.
I don't think I didn't hate it that way. That's the same as you did. I thought it was just kind of like the delivery and the reason why she is kind of how she is because she really tired of overwork from her job. They were at for it because it seemed like she was always half asleep and so on. So
Yeah.
that's how I took it.
Yeah. But also just the way I'm remembering the scene, it's like he just glares, and then she's like, "Oh, you have the glare of your father's eyes," and then and it's like, cool, but also that's your son. That's a little weird.
Fair enough.
I mean, she's a weird character anyway. She got titties though, and she's got that fucking cake.
Fucking cake.
The introduction to her character is just, you don't even see her face, you just see her ass. And it's like, bro, why?
Oh yeah, I remember the first time I watched it, I was like, oh yeah, I'll let it into MILF. He will probably like it.
Yeah, and then later on the God, what possesses you to grab a man's ass just for the fact that he is the son of a woman that you simp over? That's just weird behavior.
That's really creepy, and what I said before the fucking recording didn't work. That is probably my least favorite scene, just because I found it really creepy. But like you said earlier, it gets saved.
It gets saved by their reactions. Plus, also, like, it does kind of remind me of when I first watched Kill la Kill, and you get to that one part where she passes out off the train, and then she wakes up to Mayo's dad on top of her.
Yeah,
and
that's such
it
a
looks
scene.
like it is such a weird scene, but like, to give context, my first anime was Sword Art Online, so when watching Kill la Kill and I get to that scene, my first thought was, oh yeah, this is an anime. Oh yeah, I may have just watched all of Hunter x Hunter, but this is an anime, so I should expect this. Then again, Hunter x Hunter also has a pedophile clown getting attracted to a 14-year-old, so that's also not all that great. Why is Hisoka such a likable character, though? That's good writing.
Know. He's really likable, even though, yeah, he did piece of shit.
Not only is he a pedophile, but he's even worse because he's a clown. And the clowns should not have rights. But even then, he's likable. Have rights. What?
You shouldn't have rights.
Exactly. Well, like, also the music, Hisoka's theme is so fucking good for no reason. It
is.
All right, my recommendation is going to be all 440 episodes of Hunter x Hunter. Hope you have fun. No. No, but but yeah, with Tor. Oh, I just saw a note that a quote that I wrote down that I didn't bring up. I did laugh when the main character says, "I leave you inclined to silently root for her," when talking about Taiga. Like, I audibly laughed, and I was like, "That's funny."
It is. And he kinda white though. He is spitting fast.
He is. Not as much as Tiger speaking facts about that bird. The fuck is with that bird? Also, it can speak.
Yeah. It probably some kind of parrot.
Well, yeah, like a parrot. A parrot just repeats. Like those birds just repeat what they always hear. That bird looks like it comes off like it can speak freely. It has free speech, and I don't like it. It's a bird. You're in a cage. The only bird that I'll allow to have free speech is crow. You can turn into a bird, Ruby. You can turn into a bird.
Let's talk about that confession scene.
Oh, the one where she gives her feelings to her crush?
Yes.
That fucking hurts. That hurt.
It does.
It
really does.
I like the panic that she has, especially when she's just like, I don't even remember what I said. What did I say? Doesn't matter. He doesn't matter what I say. What did I say? Like, she just starts panicking. And then he's just like, we'll be good friends. And I'm like, fuck. Ouch.
Yeah.
That hurts. Fuck.
It does. But I kind of liked how they handled it in the kind of method way. And I also kind of liked it. It is thing that you really know that it, well, you can see it earlier as well, but you really know, it really showed that Taya actually care about Hoodie, the main character as well, because she's saying that she does not like him. Like, she do actually kind of like him a little as a friend.
Yeah.
And I kind of like how they care and support each other. They're good together.
Yeah.
They're really good.
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, the anime does look like it's gonna do like the typical, they're not into each other, they're into other people, and then by the end of it, they'll get into each other because, like, that opening monologue, I correct me if I'm wrong, that opening monologue is about the concept of love, right? We're just talking about those things out in this world. Yeah, like, so that is like the natural direction, but I also said, like, I would probably like the show, even, like, I would still like the show if that's how that ended, that would be fine. But then I would also like it more if they just stayed being friends. Because that would be an interesting way. Again, since...
I know how everything is working out, so I can't say much.
Again, that didn't... Whatever.
He's seen the show 4 times.
He's seen it 4 times.
I love the show.
He's gonna watch it a 5th time after we get off this call. I can already tell you that. And then I've only seen the first 3 episodes because that was the minimum, and I didn't have the time to watch the rest of the show. But yeah,
can you see why I'm getting happy every time I watch it?
Oh,
I wonder if you can see.
I can see why you enjoy it. That's the only other things that I can just bring up again is I like the electronic soundtrack. Their relationship is cute. I like the animation style.
Yes, I really like her. I really like the design of the character as well because they're really recognizable. If you see them anyway, you know who is Title. Like her character design is pretty unique.
Yeah.
And also, we haven't talked about. We have talked about it, but not recorded. What do you think about the other characters, like the crushes?
Yeah, like I said, I liked. I gotta find her fucking name again. I liked Minori, however you pronounce it. I like in the 3rd episode where it's kind of revealed that the positivity that she has and that sunshine happiness that she radiates isn't natural. I don't know if that's the right word, but it's a little bit of a front. It seems it's a little bit of her just getting over her fears, hiding away from it. It adds depth to the character. I like it.
Game.
Wow. I've made a lot of character progression. After 2 years, I can finally see depth in a 2D animation.
And I think no one will understand that.
No one will understand that, and I'm not gonna fucking explain it. Deal with it. But
They remind me, while they're not completely the same, her Doki Natster and as well as her put up a font kind of remind me of one of my favorite games, Sayori from Doki Doki
I knew
Literary
you were
Club.
fucking gonna mention Doki Doki. I thought you were gonna mention Monica, to be honest. I forgot about Sayori's depression. I don't know how I did, but I forgot about it.
But it kind of remind me, especially how both of them are pretty Doki
Yeah,
in style.
yeah. Only Sayori is a lot dumber.
Depressed. Yeah.
Sayori very dumb. I
Well, the dummy also kind of font she put it on, but still, yeah.
yeah. Nah, she's just really dumb. Also, she swears a lot. Also, Monica bitch. Also, Yuri third act Yuri is the proper.
Oh,
fucking
no.
exit music sucks. I will go on record saying it. That mod sucks. I hate it.
I think that
hate that mod.
the creator of that mod didn't like that mod as well because they did a remake. I don't think you actually really like something if you do a remake of your own creations.
I mean, I like the Ava rebuilds more than the original show. And that's basically Anno just rebooting his own show. But yeah, like I don't think I'm gonna play the exit music, the new version of exit music, because
That's fair.
I hated that original version.
That's fair.
It has.
That is the game that made me into it for some fucking reason.
I mean, valid. Radiohead's good.
Yes, they are.
Unpopular opinion. Radiohead good. but yeah, I like exit music does have its wholesome moments with Natsuki and the main character, but I fucking hated how they treated the mental health, how they treated the characters, how they treated the reaction. I hated how that game fucking felt like it was written by 14-year-olds and 16-year-olds. Anyways, this isn't the episode where we talk about Doki Doki. But yeah, other than that, I don't really have much else to say about Toradora other than it's cute.
What do you think about the
the other guy?
Yes.
I mean, he's all right.
Yeah.
I don't really have much of an opinion of him. I thought it was
You
really...
can say what you think about the bike scene.
Yeah, I mean, there's the bike scene where, out of context, where he just says, "I've been watching you for the past year," is a little creepy, but also, like, knowing that he's her crush, I can see how she would be fine with that. And then also, she has that line about what's the point of learning if he's not watching me, which is like, okay, cool. I did think it was a little... I was a little confused about like the rooftop scene where he's just
laughing.
He's laughing like a typical anime villain. It's like, what the fuck? What am I watching? And that's coming from a guy who likes Hajimete no Gao and Sabagebu. But like that just felt really left field, and it's like, I don't hate it, but it's also, what happened?
He kind of bit of a personality. He really committed in that sense. But that scene that he been watching, you will understand why, because I think they're playing it on the really next episode why. And you will know that, okay, there are a lot more of history. So, but yeah, you will see.
I know that the third episode basically ends on a cliffhanger, which is really fucking great. Watch a minimum of 3 episodes. Alright, I can only watch 3. Oh, great, it ends on a fucking cliffhanger. Nice. It's like when I had the same thing happen with Ava, where Eric had to go home in a bit, so the last episode we got to watch that day was the episode where I think it's the 4th child, that guy in the class that ends up in the robot, he dies. But he doesn't actually die, but he died, and then Eric was like, well, I guess that's where we're gonna end it. And it's like, you fucking dick. ended on a cliffhanger.
I can be one, but what do you mean about cliffhanger? Yet to be so in
Does
the
it not
episode.
continue? They end up in the because the main character and his crush.
I'm pretty sure the next episodes end up with all kitten out of the. That is not really that yet committed all they're all in that house now, but yet they commit all.
I thought it was just a cliffhanger and that the next episode would continue afterwards because the main character and his crush are in like the wine cellar or whatever the fuck that place is, and then Taiga. For some reason, I was convinced her name was Toradora. I'm not gonna lie. I was convinced that was her name. But then Taiga ends up into the room, and then they're all locked there, and then the episode ends. So I thought it was just gonna pick up after that, but that was just how I assumed. Other than that, that's really all I can say. We managed to talk about.
I don't know if we actually mentioned it or not because our recording is a fucking mess.
We've been recording for an hour and only half of it's gonna end up in.
Yeah, but I love that scene, the school scene when everybody knows, everybody assumed that they are together, and Taita just wrecked the shit out of class.
Yeah, it's fucking great. She laid down some ground rules, and I honestly do kind of like how much of a I don't know if menace is the right word, but how much control she's able to have for such a tiny girl.
Yes, I love that. I really love that. She's tiny with a lot of attitude. I like that.
And she's able to establish. She's able to establish that dominance, make them the masochists, and become the one and only true prominence.
Hey!
We brought up Doki Doki. I can reference the song I wrote after playing the side stories.
And Taita is Shuntevi, and Natsuki is Shuntevi.
Natsuki is the only tsundere that I actually like. I would be fine getting punched by Natsuki. Anyways, that's my thoughts on Toradora. Obviously, I don't think we can give a score because, well, you could give a score. You've seen the show 4 times. I can't. I've only seen it 3.
10 of 10. 10 of 10.
Naturally. And now do you have anything else to say?
What's Toradora?
Yeah. And so, now we switch places, where I've seen the show at least once. Did you ever go past the 3rd episode, or did you stop?
I stopped.
Okay, I do recommend watching the full thing, because there is one thing I want to mention, and I alluded to it last night.
Okay.
But I will mention it on here, because it's later on. But I've seen this episode, or not episode, I've seen this show. It's Hajimete no Gal. This was my favorite anime from when I first watched it in 2019, because it's about a high schooler who's a virgin and alone, asks out the popular girl, somehow gets in a relationship with her, and then gets blue-balled for the entire rest of the season, and the season ends with the only thing he gets is a kiss. And I felt that in my fucking soul, because that is my entirety of high school. I tried watching it in civics class because I was bored. To then completely forget that there's the scene where they read hentai in the middle of the class.
Oh, yeah.
And there's an entire shot where it just shows the cover of a hentai. And I just had to put my phone screen down. I was like, I forgot about this. And I never went past that.
You not remember anything for that anime while you were watching it because it was only fucking fanservice.
Yeah. I basically haven't seen this since 2019. With that being said, I know at the end of the last episode I brought up this may not be my favorite anime. I may look at this differently. No, not at all. I still fucking love this anime. It is so goddamn fun. It is so funny. I have so much enjoyment. Now, also, I will preface, I'm more open to watching subs now, and I naturally just go for the sub version now. I think about that one of the episodes of Trash Taste where they're talking about like watching subs and watching dubs, and Connor says, "Yeah, you could be like fully dub, but then you just watch that one show with subtitles, and then you just end up naturally doing subtitles for everything else." That's basically what happened because I had to watch Rent a Girlfriend subbed.
I think that is what happened to me because I actually stopped at the dub guy when I watched Death Note, but then after that I just switched to sub.
To be fair, Death Note's dub is really fucking good.
It's really fucking good.
It's really good. I said it back then. I'll say it again. I want ASMR from L's English dub voice actor. I will gladly take that. His voice is so fucking satisfying to listen to. But nonetheless, so I had watched the dub when I first watched the show, and because that's how I know the show, I watched it dubbed this time. I did watch Toradora subbed. I will say that. But for Hajimete, I watched it dubbed again.
Yeah.
I do know that the dub changes a lot of things, and I do know that Yukana's voice actress, who kind of runs like Funimation and the dubs and stuff, is a very controversial figure in the anime community from what I've seen. A lot of people do not like her because of the changes that she does. Of course, there are anti-SJWs and incels that complain about stupid fucking shit that she's said before that is really fucking dumb, but that's for probably every fucking community. Like, it just makes me remember and Dead Meat, on the Dead Meat podcast, when they brought up, when they were reviewing that new Predator movie, Prey, James brought up that there were people calling the main character, the main girl, a Mary Sue, and all three of them, because it was James, Chelsea, and I guess their friend, they all immediately just went, "How the fuck?" Like, there's no way.
If they ain't a woman, there must be a Mary Sue. I fucking hate this HCW.
I hate him.
Everything woke. Oh, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, anyways, so I did watch the dub. I'm aware that they did change it. They changed stuff. One of my favorite, one of the one line that stuck out to me the most from the show, which is why I'm a little upset that we did the first 3 episodes and not just choosing 3 episodes, because the 2 best moments, in my opinion, are in episode 6 and episode 8. And I believe it's episode 8 where they have a scene where Junichi gets pushed off a cliff by his own friends, and then one of them goes, "Is he actually dead?" And the other one goes, "No, of course not. He's the main character and we still have 2 episodes left. Anyways, let's continue."
That is good.
And it's like, that's funny, but it's not in the sub. Like, I did check out the sub and they don't have it. So, there is differences, and also, Jonas did watch the sub. I did ask him. So,
yeah,
I do think that might be an interesting... I don't think there might be many changes. I did write down a lot of quotes, so maybe there are.
Do I say what I think about the show?
Yeah, sure.
I will say that this will probably be a disagree moment, but did you watch the show all about? Because the name disagree. I did not like this show at all. To be honest, it had some funny moments. It had some moments that made me laugh, but it's not my kind of humor, because I found I read this up. A lot of the humor is, "Oh, we are horny. Oh, boobies." It felt like a lot of the same joke.
That's...
I can, and I kind of think that it lacks a lot of characterization within the character, because I did not like the main character at all.
You didn't like Junichi?
Yeah, I don't like him at all. He shot a virgin, and I don't fucking
That's
know
what
how
I
the
love
fuck
about him. It's
I
so.
don't know how the fuck did he end up with the girl, and why do she like him? I thought all the time, okay, did it probably a scam to, haha, I liked you, but I didn't play a game with you. No, apparently she get embarrassed when he was trying to kiss her, but she was fine when he was looking at her panties, but apparently, I don't fucking know.
You can't. The embarrassment of the him trying to kiss her is because he basically forces. He tries to force a kiss instead of having it become natural because he has dumbass virgin friends that don't fucking understand what. They don't understand women. They only understand the shit that they learn from porn. And of course, he doesn't have anyone else that can give him, so he's getting all of his vibes from virgins that don't know shit. And so he's.
Never mind me.
So he's.
You want
So he's like. He tries to force a kiss, which doesn't work, and so she leaves, and then she at least in the English dub she does say she calls because she's flustered because she is into him, but it wasn't the right moment, and so she's like, you, because I remember the line, at least in the English dub, she says something along the lines of like, you dummy, you can't just force a kiss. And then,
I don't think she's actually said that in the sub. I don't remember it, Alex.
The English dub may just be a completely different experience, which is probably why I like it. Because I will say, from my experience, this anime, at least if you watch it in the English dub, it is so fucking accurate when it comes to being a virgin. It is so... The fantasies... him constantly fantasizing about shit that's never gonna fucking happen, or him, and it always has like, it's always a porno scenario, or it feels like it comes straight out of a porno, and it's like, that's accurate as fuck. The ear licking, there's the part where he has the sex fantasy with Yukana where she licks his ear, and she's really teasing, and he's incredibly nervous. It's like, that's all relatable as fuck. That's a mood.
I can say that I can see the appeal of this show because I can see that a lot of people can relate to it, especially when they are teenagers and working and so on. I can definitely see that. While I wasn't that teenager that watched that only instead. Because I have set fantasy like everybody else had, but I wasn't on that level. But I can totally see how people can relate and shot with that. But I don't know. The show wasn't for me. They had some good joke. Like the start of episode I think it was. Oh yeah, episode 2. The beginning of that episode, when you see that fucking super villain hero thing that they made of Pansy or what the fuck.
Pervert character?
Yeah,
I love that character.
When you see the camera, you have a feet inside his pants. Yeah, I kind of love that.
At a certain point in time, that was my Twitter avatar, was the pervert character. Because I love that. That's another thing especially going back and watching the show and the viewpoint that I watch shows, I love how Junichi imagines different versions of himself. He has like the really nervous, not wanting to do anything bad version. He has like the normal version of him. He has the really perverted version. And then he literally imagines a version of him that's a Chad that gives him advice. Like, that is so fucking accurate. He imagines a version of himself that's so confident and is a Chad and knows what to do, even though he doesn't know jack fucking shit. I have so much to fucking talk about. I love.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
one of my quote is, yeah, I understand why they're working, because I can totally understand why they aren't getting any girl, because holy shit, I cringe when I see them. And one of the characters, I can say that all of it lolly jokes, I did found it funny, and it just kinda creeped me out, to be honest, when that guy just talk about how
I don't know how it's played in the sub, but in the English dub, it's very aware And so every time that Lolly character, or even when they start getting into it, Junichi is not into it at all, and he always makes comment. Like, I think it's in that quote where he's like, when he's like, she looks like a child. How could you be okay with that? And they're like, that makes it better. In the English dub, his response is, I think the police would disagree. And it's like
that ain't a good joke.
Like Junichi's really aware about how much, like, there's a line that I quoted where he yells at his friends, "This is why you can't get laid." like yeah, the side characters are very one-note, horny virgins. Junichi, I feel like
I said that when one of them died, when they were having a speak,
yeah.
I was like, can you stay dead, please?
No, I love that character. Because in episode 6, the great moment about that is when they go to a party, because Junichi gets invited to Yukana's house, and so then they invite themselves because they're sure that Yukana's going to bring her friends, which she does, and because they're just obsessed with trying to have sex. And the thing I do like about how the anime is they force Junichi to get in the relationship with Yukana for the sole purpose of losing his virginity, but Junichi grows feelings for her and just abandons the whole original plan. And he's like, yeah, I'll lose my virginity, and I want to lose it to Yukana. There's a whole scene about that. But he does genuinely have feelings for her, and they do. It just ends up becoming more romance than sex, while his friends only care. But when they go to the party, that guy shows up wearing a fucking Kirito outfit. He shows up cosplaying as Kirito, and I was like, that's fucking amazing.
Alright, that's kind of funny. I can say that some of the jokes are really kind of clever and so on, but I found that at least in the sub version, a lot of them were the same, and I just say, holy fuck, it was just the fan service the show, because I didn't feel that I got it, that model character. I don't know anything about this kind of a free episode except, okay, he working and see it into him. That is basically all I know. And they like anime music, so I guess that is something they have in common. But I don't know anything about this character. I have problem to vote for anyone because
I root for Yukana because I don't like any. I'm not into the lolly. I'm never into lollies, but I'm not into her. And I do find her really. I think her name's Nene. I find her so fucking annoying in every scene that she's in. Then there's
I hate her design as well. Like it just feels weird. Okay, you made a lolly with big titties.
I just found her annoying whenever she speaks. It's that high pitched, and it's like I'm annoyed of you. I don't like you. There's I can't even remember her name, but she's so fucking forgettable, and I think she tries to sabotage the relationship because she wants Junichi. Well, no, it's the black-haired girl.
The black-haired girl.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't remember her. I can't ever remember her. I don't fucking care about her. Ranko. I have many fucking feelings about Ranko.
I hate her. I fucking hate her.
She's fucking terrible. And then I do root for Yukana. I do like Yukana. I like Junichi. I like their relationship. I root for them. I don't fucking understand how Yukana is okay with Ranko trying to rape her fucking boyfriend, though.
Okay,
that was fucking insane.
Scene, I will say, when that scene happened, I was about to turn off the episode and don't finish it, but I really didn't like how they were creating that, like, ooh, a joke. Like, come on, it's a fucking serious issue. The thing is that, okay, I get that she have feelings for her, but why doesn't people act like people in this show? Like, okay, they're meeting each other, they're friends. Friends just don't touch each other titties, and it just feels like a horny teen fantasy.
I will say, to be fair, it is a harem anime all the way fucking through.
Yeah,
it's a typical harem comedy anime. There's no I do find depth in Junichi and Yukana, because I do find that because like I said, like Yukana's just a popular girl who then gets feelings for Junichi, and Junichi just kind of got forced into it by his friends. And I did like the thing I like about Junichi is, like, even in that moment where Ranko is on him, he fucking pushes her off onto the floor and goes, I want to lose my virginity, but I'm going to lose it to Yukana because I care about her. And I was like, fucking Junichi's a king. I love him.
Even though I didn't like him that much, to be honest, I found, the only thing I know about him, I think the problem in these 3 episodes, I didn't get that much of a character of them. I don't know any. The only thing I actually know about him is that he homely version. But at least he isn't as bad as the main character. I don't remember its name. I don't
Kazuya?
care. Yeah.
I have a note about him. In the English dub of Rent a Girlfriend, he's voiced by the same person who voices Junichi in the English dub. I am not kidding. I am not kidding. I am not kidding. Junichi's voice actor in the English dub voices Kazuya. And
okay, that character yet get homely character, apparently.
He also, I did write all the other roles that I recognized in, because I do like Alejandro Saab, that's his name. I do like him. I think he's great as Junichi. He's also he's in the Demon Slayer movie, in Fairy Tail, JoJo Diamond is Unbreakable, One Piece, Overlord. He's apparently in Shimonenta, which I did not catch that, and I love that anime. He's in Ruby, he's in Ava 3.0 plus 1.0, and Pop Team Epic.
He did everywhere, what the fuck?
Yeah, a lot of them I think is just like background voices. I don't think he's the main, he's definitely not any of the main characters in Shimonenta. But
I can't be wrong, but I heard that in the anime wrote as even though I wrote that you start with the role when you're the background character, and then you get bigger and bigger roles, I think.
Probably.
I can be totally wrong about that.
And then he just fucking, that was a surprise, was the fact that he's he voices Kazuo in Rent a Girlfriend. And it's also funny because I think I believe it should be in here because I remembered about it. There's a scene where it's Junichi, Yukana, and Ranko, and then those 2 scummy guys show up and they're trying to hit on Yukana and stuff. And Junichi, like, stands his ground and he's like, he tries to support and tries to be there and be, defend Yukana and be a good boyfriend, and he does get knocked onto the ground, and he does call himself pathetic afterwards, and I wrote, like, you're not, because you tried.
I'm probably more indifferent to the character, and sometimes think that this character really pathetic, but I also think that kind of the point about him, because he is outsider version that now with the popular girl, so I get that's the reason. At least I can stand him. I couldn't stand the other guy at all.
Because I find a lot of myself in Junichi. I just looked at my notes and I have a quote written down of, I'm a virgin with no self-respect. And I just wrote mood. But,
he is self-aware.
But, God, I have so much to say about this. But I like Junichi, and I like Yukana, and I like their relationship. Ranko, I think it's just the sub in me. I would let Ranko take control. I would let her use me. But I also don't think she's a good character. I think she's terrible. I am horny for her, but the fact that she tries to rape Junichi because she has feelings for Yukana, that doesn't make any fucking sense, and
that doesn't even make sense.
It baffles me that Yukana is fine with it, but fucking whatever.
Everything about one character, in my opinion, doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah.
like I think that this show, because I think it was in the episode she got introduced in the anime when I kind of got pissed off while watching it because her character pissed me off every fucking time.
She'll annoy me, and then she'll just have like her moments, like when she beats the shit out of the two like really terrible people, and then she even goes up to Junichi and she's like, hey, you were pretty cool for standing up, even if it didn't all work all that well. She's an interesting. I don't remember how she ends up. How I want to say she grows a liking to Junichi by the end of the season, but I can't remember because again I'm working off of a memory from 2019. That's fucking 3 years ago. So, and I've only rewatched the first 3 episodes. I can't even remember what happens to any of the other characters. But I do want to mention the fucking fat lolly lover, which I only view him as them making fun of people who are into lollies. He does have a scene, or towards the end of it. I'm trying to remember exactly how it happens. I don't remember the context, but there's a scene where a guy, I think a guy, some scummy fucking scumbag, and I think he's the same guy who's like trying to do some shit with Yukana, but he does something where he ends up like causing harm to a little girl, and it pisses the fuck off the lolly lover, and he fucking, I think he beats the shit out of the guy.
So
or he does something. He does
so he
something.
The one white thing for the one reason, basically.
he does he defends the girl, and then he I recall him like giving, I think she like drops a lollipop or something, or like he goes and comforts the girl and he's all nice to her, but I just like the fact that it's like he's a lolly lover, but when it comes to actual children, he will protect them, and he will do harm to people who harms children, and it's like
That's interesting.
and I'm like, I like him. I don't agree with his fetishes, but I do also see it all just played up as a joke. And it is kind of just mocking them. And again, like every time they mention liking lollies, Junichi's like, you guys are gonna go to fucking jail.
I feel that might be the problem. Is probably that I'm not a person that into heaven acid stuff when it comes to anime, but I will probably watch more this show at least to have a full opinion when I watch every episode.
Again, it could just be the English dub because they change a lot of they do make changes, but I find it to just be such an accurate depiction of just dumbass virgins that are very horny. They don't know anything. But then I also like the fact that I don't think Junichi's plan at all was to get laid. It was always about getting a girlfriend, because at the beginning he does say that he's always imagined, like, by the time he got into high school he would get a girlfriend. He does mention, why am I still a virgin?
I still think about shit a lot because of all of the sex fantasies that is shown.
He does think about sex a lot, but he does also he is also romantic. He is also into the romance. His friends don't give a shit. His friends only care about getting a nut in, but he actually does have feelings for Yukana, and
I feel like you have seen the show, so you maybe then see if it happened or not. But what I really need is more vision why they would be a good couple together, or we get in more those vision, because right now I don't really see a vision why they would end up together that well, except for the both light anime music.
I mean, you like
actually the only thing I find.
There is, I don't remember, honestly. I do remember when I was rewatching it, I did see, this might offend you, Yukana is a little bit of a tsundere. Because she does have feelings for Junichi. She does grow and have feelings for him, but she hides it a lot. And she does blue ball the fuck out of him. And then Ranko blue balls him, which I relate a lot to. But where fucking else? The end of the third episode where Ranko says, "Promise you won't tell Yukana my feelings for her," and Junichi's response is, "That's hot." And then it just goes to credits.
But
Uh,
you have some clever writing. I can give it that, but I think that it seems like a fun because for me a lot of it, but it a Hammond anime. So
yeah, but
I
at the
should
same time,
expect it.
I will say I'm not. I do think it's a pretty accurate portrayal of some virgins, at least like the way I was in high school.
Yeah.
But it is also a comedy harem anime. I'm not expecting
Yeah.
it to be super realistic. I'm not expecting character depth. I'm just expecting fun, just fun
Yeah.
comedy.
Yeah, I think like moderated. I'm probably not the type that likes that Chania a lot, and I think that's probably the main reason.
See, one could say that you enjoy Hajimete no Gao for all the wrong reasons. No, but I also read a bit of the manga that takes place well, no, the manga does take place during it, but I just started the manga after the anime finished. And like from what I read, like Junichi and Yukana, they are still in a relationship. I didn't read much of it, so I don't know if they ever end up having sex, but Junichi still continues to get blue balled, and I love it. Like it's definitely not a cute relationship on the same level as like Taiga and whatever the fuck the MC's character name is, but I do see like a nice relationship. I also do relate. I keep saying I relate to Junichi a lot. But yeah, it's just I enjoy it. I find it a lot of fun. I root when I was rewatching it, like I had so much fun rewatching those first 3 episodes and just rooting for Junichi. Just like I was getting all like I was rooting. Rewatching this, I completely agree and understand Garnt and how he looks at harem anime, where it's like people who watch football or sports where you're rooting for your team, and I'm just sitting there just rooting for Junichi and Yukana. It's just like I know how this ends up, but I'm still rooting for it. I'm rooting for them. I fuck all the other people that are getting in the way. Fuck all of them. Junichi and Yukana, their goals.
I've been like every other kind your experience you have had, you have a lot or easier time to relate to the character, which also made sense.
Oh, where did I write? Yeah, I wrote rare Ronko dub after she kicks beats the 2 scumbags in the alleyway.
Yeah.
That's a rare Ronko dub.
Sadly, that just reminds me how common those things are. At least what I heard, and they think that they have it on a comedy, so it kind of showed how common it is, and I don't like that at all.
But I just read my note, but also fuck Ronko for being a homewrecker, and her excuse of I'm protected over Yukana isn't a good one. Be gone, thought! Like I said, like when it comes to the characters, I don't like Nene because I find her annoying. That's more just the voice actress. I don't like her voice. I don't like how she's written. It's not even just the fact that she's a lolly. I'm not Connor. I don't like immediately 0 out of 10 in anime for having a lolly. I just see it and it's like I'm not into it, but fucking whatever. I don't care. I mean, there's in Sabagebu, there's a lolly and she's a masochist for the main character. I do have to ask, what do you think about the opening theme?
I kind of like the opening theme at the least.
That theme's a banger. I love that theme.
that was probably the highlight. The ending theme I found really weird because the first second of the song, I expected the song to go on a different way than it did. Like it started kind of. I can't play music. But I don't know, it kind of started on, if I say a spicy way or something like that, I don't know. But then over it just goes, la 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 instead.
Yeah, I'm gonna be
like,
real. I don't remember the ending theme at all.
oh, okay.
I remember the opening theme solely because I looked up what's the opening to Hajimete no Gal, found the song and I threw it in my playlist, and it's been in my playlist since 2019. Actually, I think I may have gotten rid of it when I cleaned out the playlist. I need to check now. Is it in the playlist? Because I want to know. Because I still enjoy it after watching this. Nothing is coming up. I guess I did get rid of it.
About music, there were one really odd music choice, at least in my opinion. The first time he met Rando, they're playing some dubstep music in the background. I found that really distracting. Even like the first time he met her, I had found that very odd music, so because that stood out for me. I even wrote it down on my notes. What is up with the dubstep music?
Meh.
But yeah,
I don't remember it, but I don't mind it. I even ranted about Kazuha in my notes.
let it be real. If he was the one that was getting, the one in that situation with Wando, he wouldn't say no.
Oh yeah, no, fuck Kazuha. Fuck. I'm on that fuck Kazuha type beat now. I'm at that point. I remember when we first watched Rent a Girlfriend, and I was defending Kazuha because I could understand the patheticness, because I was also a fucking pathetic virgin. So I could understand it. He did have that really weird incel moment in the first episode. I do recall being like, okay, yeah, that's an incel moment. I think it was during that where they had a whole episode dedicated to him stalking, and then at the end he's baffled that it didn't, like, at the end he doesn't win, and I'm like, what the fuck did you expect?
But the thing I hate about him is he never learned, and he never really faced really consequences. He never changed. He never made.
That's my problem with Harley Quinn.
Yeah, and I feel like every episode is the same, and apparently the people that have read the manga is saying that there are a lot of chapters in, and he still hasn't changed. Which mean I probably won't.
I'm definitely not watching Rent a Girlfriend season 2. I don't find that started off promising.
It had an interesting premise that they could have done a lot more about.
It had an interesting premise. It was funny. I think the show sucked the moment that they forgot about the grandma character. She was best girl. Grandma was best girl. She's the only gilf I care about. She was nice. She was funny. She was so much fun. She brought so much fun in that the first 2-3 episodes. But then it's like, they just forgot about her. They made Kazuha just a fucking creep. Like, that stalking scene was when I couldn't defend him. It's like, I could understand all the pathetic moments that you've had at this point. I've done the same, I get it. But I've never stalked a girl like that. So I can't even fucking defend you on that. And then the fact that at the end he's like, why didn't it go the way I wanted it to be? What the fuck did you expect? And then the way they ended it. Let's not get into the way they ended it. That was terrible. Anyways.
Oh, and honestly, I kind of like Mammy. That's the name of the ex-girlfriend in that show. I like her mainly because she is like his karma. She is the reason. She is giving him the consequences.
I think you're confusing characters. Are you thinking of the second girl that shows up after what? Who's the main girl that everyone says is best girl? That you Chizuru.
Oh,
there's Chizuru, and then there's the girl after her that is always the one that I started rooting for because she I like more because Mommy is his ex. That's an absolute fucking trash person.
She is a trash person, but why? The only reason I kinda liked her is he deserved that. He fucking deserved it. Let's be real.
Yeah, but at the same time, I do not like Mommy at all.
No, I don't like her at all. But it's just that I feel like Well, he kind of deserved all of that shit, to be honest.
I don't even think Chizuru was best girl because I grew annoyed of her because she just kept continuing the cycle.
Yeah,
Because she kept going, this will be the last date, and then something happens, and then she's like, okay, fine, I guess we'll do this, but this will be the last date. And then that was just every fucking episode of the show. It was like, I can't root for her either because she's continuing this annoying, repetitive cycle. That's why I liked the other one, because she tried to stop it.
but still, I can see what the article see it him. Like, he is using you as a backup. He doesn't care about you. Why?
Yeah, Kazuha's a terrible character. Kazuha is not Junichi, alright? Junichi king.
Okay,
Junichi's a king.
I love how we just went about fucking
Junichi, look, this was like 2 years in the waiting, but Junichi's a king. I will defend the fuck out of Junichi. He is a king. He stood his fucking ground. I mean, you've always said that you think cheating is the worst thing a person can do.
It's
And Junichi stood his fucking ground. He didn't.
he did.
And he said, "I'm with Yukana, and that's who I'm gonna be with. That's who I care about, and that's some king shit." And I know
If he didn't do that, he would be even worse for me.
Yeah, and I know there is that one where I think it might be Yukana's ex that shows up. Or it's something that it's a guy who Yukana has history with, and he's an absolute fucking dick. He is the epitome of a fucking douchebag. He is one of the, if I'm recalling correctly, he's like a fucking chauvinist, misogynist, women are lower than me, whatever the fuck, doesn't give a shit. He's an absolute dick, and Junichi stands up for Yukana to him, I believe, or maybe he gets, again, don't quote me on this, because I'm working on a very vague memory. I forgot they showed hentai in the first episode. I can't remember what happens. I can't remember all the details that happened. It's been 3 years. But
I'm yet confused how you thought that show. Oh, let's watch that in school. That the show have pencil with like 19% of the time.
Look, I don't remember. I was fine with all the I would have been fine with the fan service. It was just the fact that it showed hentai. It was the hentai, the full shot on a cover of a hentai magazine. I was like, I'm not going to be able to get away with this. I'm not going to be able to get away with watching this. It's like when I watched Rush Hour 3 in the same, in Civics as well. And that movie has a sex scene that I didn't know about because I always watched Rush Hour 3 with my grandpa, even when I was a kid. And he was a damn good parent as well as a grandparent. So every time that would start to come up and he knew it, he would skip it. And he did that every time to the point that I didn't know there was one in there. And I didn't even know he was skipping past it. I didn't know he was skipping past it until I remember seeing him starting to skip the movie, and I was like, what are you doing? He goes, oh, this scene isn't for you. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I was in school, and it started playing, and I was like, I think I know what's going to happen. Oh, this is a sex scene. Skip past all of this. I can't agree. Junichi, the other characters, while I don't root for them, I don't hate any of them. I don't even hate the lolly lover, because like I said, I see that just being the show making fun of him. There's that blonde guy that I don't even remember anything about him or his name. And then there's the glasses guy who I do kind of like him. I do find him funny.
He come up with all the word bland.
Yeah, because he's that character. He's that other virgin that gives advice despite not knowing anything.
Yeah, he doesn't know anything. The only thing he knows is what he is in pornos.
Yeah, he's that character. But I do find him entertaining. Like that scene where he literally dies explaining a plan. It just made me think of Kill la Kill, where all the families die over being perverted over Ryuko.
That is so a funny episode.
But it's like, I like him. I don't root for him like I root for Junichi. Junichi's my boy. I see a lot of myself in him. And I fucking love Junichi. I love Yukana. I love their relationship. All the other characters I don't really care about. I hate Nene mostly just for being annoying. I think Ronko can be terrible. for the most part, she does have her moments. I do think by the end of the show, then again, I always think throughout it, so maybe it'll be different for you, but I do think by the end of it, like, Junichi and Yukana are, like, they're a nice couple. I do see it.
I will finish the show. In that case, Shinobu, I will watch it at dub as well, so
Yeah.
just to see if there are any different.
Yeah, I do recommend the dub, just because that's what I watched.
Yes. Shall we one update episodes now?
Yeah, but I'm just now realizing I don't have a thing to recommend.
Wait, you have? You basically recommend a show all the time. Maybe we can. Maybe I can watch that one.
Yeah, sure. Fuck it. I'll go ahead and recommend Sabagebu. I'm down to rewatch. I don't even. I'm gonna be honest. I can't even remember how the first three. No, actually, I do remember how that starts.
Okay.
How she meets up with the Okay, I'm recommending Sabagebu because I really want to talk about it now.
And I will fucking torture you because this is revenge for pushing me through that new dolly I created with you. And I never watched it. I never listened to the album before. I just know that I quite hate it, but a lot of people seem to love it, and yeah, famous the album. So who knows? Maybe I will love it. But I recommend Limp Bizkit, chocolate stuffed, and the hot dog flavored water. Yeah, it will be fun. He walking away.
How dare you? How dare you put me? How dare you? I don't like Limp Bizkit at all.
I know that, so that would be fun.
I don't think I've ever listened to a Limp Bizkit song in full, but I just know how absolute fucking dog shit that Roland song is. I do not like it.
I kinda liked it. I kinda found it fun.
Don't like Fred Durst at all. I think he's the...
I can see why people
Limp
don't like it.
Limp Bizkit, to me, I have a similar problem with Slipknot, where the music is good, but it's the lead singer that fucking ruins the band. Because I don't like Corey Taylor. I like Corey Taylor more than I like Fred Durst. I'll give him that. But I think Corey Taylor could be a massive fucking edgelord. But I can at least say that at least fucking Corey Taylor is capable of singing and growling. He's capable
David
of being
controversial in the comments.
At least Corey Taylor is capable of being competent at what he does. I think Fred Durst is fucking dog shit.
I can see why people don't like it, and Rollin I kinda like in mod. Okay, did it kinda fun way, but I don't know how a whole album of that.
The difference is because they're a rap rock band. I'll put it in comparison to two other rap rock bands, Linkin Park and Hollywood Undead.
Yeah.
At least Mike Shinoda is capable of rapping and writing good lines. At least Charlie Sheen and Funny Man and Johnny and fucking hell, I'll say even Jarrell is better than fucking Fred Durst. At least they're all competent. Fucking Deuce, I like Deuce more.
Holy fuck, the next episode will be a banger.